What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Tiesi. She is one of the many women that Nick Cannon has gotten pregnant. They had a child together. The child's name is legendary. And apparently, Bree was given an interview and she talked about how, there are times where she feels jealous of the fact that he's spending time with his other children, especially during the holidays. Now, she kind of put that out there and then she would walk it back a little bit. But if you really look at what she is saying, she's basically saying that, she says that she's doing it for her child's sake. She wants the child to have more of a relationship with the siblings. But I have to look at Bree in this situation because I want to talk about Bree for a second. I've spoken about these two before, and it just never made any sense to me. Why she would go and have a child with a man that she's not even in a relationship with, who don't see her as a priority. She wants her son to have priority and be able to have access to Nick. In actuality, you're just one of the many women that he deals with, and you're low on his priority list. Not to say that Nick doesn't care about his child. I'm pretty sure he does. But I think that she is using the child, especially on the holidays, because she didn't say birthday. She said holidays. And she's saying, I'm doing it because I want my child to have access to his siblings. When have we ever heard one of these women care about the relationship with their children, with their half siblings? We have not heard that. Not to say that she doesn't feel this way, but in reality, she's speaking for herself. She wants access to Nick Cannon during the holidays when he's spending those particular important times with his other children. She feels some type of way. Well, you should have known this before you got pregnant by him, and you were happy to be another baby mama by this guy. Now, she accepted her role in his life. I'm pretty sure Nick made her no promises, and she went along with what he was doing. Because Nick Cannon is a very successful man. Pretty sure he makes a lot of money. He works hard. And he's somebody that probably told her that he would take care of her. And she prioritized finances and being taken care of over being in a relationship where she is with her child's father. Now, this was a woman who was married to Johnny Manziel, former NFL player. Now, Johnny went through his ups and downs, but she didn't have a child by him. But you get into this situationship with Nick Cannon, you have his child, knowing that he has all these other women who he's impregnating. He's not making any promises to. He's not making any guarantees to. You get into a relationship with this guy. No, it's not even a relationship. You go and you get pregnant by this guy. You have his child. You have to understand that you're going to have to sacrifice something. And again, I'm not going to say that she doesn't want her son to have a relationship with his siblings, but I think it's more than that. I think that women are very, very jealous and envious of other women. And when they see other women benefiting from a situation they feel like they should benefit from, that jealousy is going to seep through. Because half siblings don't always have close ties to each other. It's different if you have the same mother and father or whatnot, or it's a blended family or something, But Nick never promised you anything as far as marriage or relationship is concerned. Maybe money wise he did, but Bree, you should have thought about this before you decided to be a part of this poly situationship, which is what you're in. Okay, y'all are not living together, but it's like a long distance poly situation. You agreed to be a part of the tribe, right? And I think that slowly but surely you're having regrets because you're realizing he don't prioritize you. Doesn't mean he doesn't care about his child, but he doesn't prioritize you. Let's get into this. Bree recently opened up a bit about the challenges of co-parenting with Nick Cannon. In a candid conversation on Paul C. Brunson's We Need to Talk podcast, the Selling Sunset star revealed that there's one aspect of her unconventional family dynamic that occasionally sparks feelings of jealousy. Bree, who is one of 6 women Cannon shares children with, admitted that his shared time with his 11 other children during the holidays makes her envious. Bree shares a 2-year-old son named Legendary with the Wildin' Out creator. Because I think I've gotten jealous about maybe like holidays. Holidays are hard, right? She admitted at the 1 hour, 10-minute mark of the episode. She also elaborated on how she prioritized her son's relationships with his siblings, explaining, I'll be like, okay, well, if you're going to do this, can you take, I think it's Leggy? And it's not for me. I'm not jealous, but she just, okay. Say they go on a trip and I'm like, well, that would have been nice. Could you have just brought Leggy with you guys? I'm looking more out for him because I cared. I wanted to have a relationship with his siblings. Well, again, hindsight is 2020. When you're sharing a man, his time is going to be shared. The red flags was always there. The red flags was always there. And you should have known that with you not being in a solid relationship with Nick, he was going to be sharing his time with all his other children. Like, again, you got to understand where you are in a person's life, where they are before you hop in the sack with them. But, you know, she did it anyway. And the thing is that nobody even knew they were dealing with each other until she showed up pregnant. See, you see how women they don't care about themselves to the point to where they're having children by men they're not in relationships with, and then they wonder why they don't have any time with those men, or their children don't have any time with those men, is because though that man is not in a relationship with you. You're just screwing them. However, Bree says she's optimistic that when all of Cannon's children get older, they will be able to be together more often. I know at some point Nick will be able to take the kids and do what he wants to do with just the kids and make it more of a family-like unit. She said they're just young right now, so they don't really interact much. I mean, Nick could still get the kids together. Nick has money and resources. There's no excuse why he couldn't. He's just telling you this, Bree. He's telling you, oh, you know, I gotta be with these kids over here. They're a little bit older. Legendary is younger. So, you know, when they get older, then maybe they can get together. Come on, man. She's falling for this game. That's all it is. That's how Nick keeps these women in line. Because he convinces them of things that you look at and say, how did she fall for that? Really? So you mean to tell me Nick can't get all the children together with his money and resources? I don't buy it. You're just low on his priority list. That's it. He's prioritizing the kids that he has with Mariah, some of his other children. He's prioritizing them. That's just it, you know? That's just it. And those women may feel some type of way about you, Bree, that you don't even know about. Those women may not even like you. You know, they may tolerate you, but they probably don't even like you. So Nick tells them, hey, I want to get Bree and my other child. Those women may feel some type of way. So you have to deal with the politics of baby mamas. I may have to do a topic on that, the politics of baby mamas, right? When you are a man, you got all these baby mamas, there's politics that comes into play. There's egos that, you know, that you have to deal with. And she doesn't understand that because she's never been in this environment. She's way out of her depth in this environment. She had, I just want to make sure that I'm keeping the door open and that everyone involved is happy so our kids can have a relationship, because you don't have to like me. We don't have to have a relationship. I don't need I don't need to at all. But I want you to know that I am genuinely love and accept your kids, and you're welcome in my home. You see, this is just what I just talked about. She's basically putting it out there she said this is a signal to the other baby mamas. Like, I have nothing against you. I don't dislike you. I'm willing to be around you. I'm willing to accept all of Nick's kids, right? This is her signaling to other baby mamas. But you have to understand there are politics when it comes to baby mamas and their hierarchy. And when they see you, they may feel some type of way. They're not going to say it publicly, but they're stressing this to Nick, which is why he goes and spends time with his other kids and not yours. Despite the complexities of co-parenting within Cannon's large family, Bree maintains that she is cool with most of the other mothers and remains open to fostering connections. Obviously, there's emotions involved. I can't help how other people feel, she said, but if I'm invited, if you are okay with me being around, I will happily bring Legendary. I will come and say hi. I will drop a gift and I will leave him and I will come back. Yeah, this to me just seems like she's trying to signal to the other baby mamas that, you know, she's willing to work with them or be cool with them. Because I'm telling you right now, if Nick is spending time with his other children and not yours, that is because those baby mamas don't want you around. Again, they're not going to say that publicly, but privately, they're saying that to him and they're saying that to each other. Because I'm pretty sure they may all communicate with each other, but they probably don't communicate with you because they don't like you for whatever reason. For whatever reason, they don't like you. Because those women should have been like, nah, she can come along, you know. They could, because you can tell they have no relationship with her at all. They don't talk to her, it seems like. They don't communicate with her. And she's doing this interview as a way of getting their attention. Nick is impregnating these women. I thought Nick was on top of all this. I thought Nick had all this, you know, everything organized. He had all these women, you know, in lockstep with what he wanted. Because again, he's impregnating all these women with no commitment whatsoever, right? But it seems that may not be the case. And maybe his baby mamas are playing politics and playing favorites, and they don't want her around. Because that's what it looks like to me. It looks like they don't want her around, and they've let Nick know that, and that's why Nick are keeping them separated. So hopefully things get better, but she's doing this interview, and you can tell this is bothering her because she doesn't understand. Because she's young, and again, you're dealing with people who are, you know, they've been dealing with Nick probably for a long time. So they understand them more than you do. Now, again, I don't know which baby mama he's spending time with more, but obviously she's not being invited to the groupings. So let me know what y'all think in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts, like this video and share. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.